folks, it's me, Ola. I'm coming at you from my local lake. Oh boy, I fished a little bit, but honestly, coming out here, I knew I wasn't even going to get a bite, and I didn't. And no, it wasn't just the power of negative thinking. It's just second day of a massive cold front with north winds, 10 miles an hour. But I wanted to come take a look at the little lake, and I wanted to get my walkthrough video done. I've been dying to show you guys the Slayer Max. She's dialed in, she's outfitted, she's ready to go, and it's perfect. So let's take our walk around on the Slayer Max 10. Okay, we'll start right up front, guys, right up front. We got my assist strap. That's for pulling, not to stand, I don't need that. This is for when I need to drag my kayak through the water or whatever, or tie off to a tree. Many uses for that, quite handy. Then moving back, we have my landing net with the DIY handle mod, and that just sits on a Yak Attack roto grip. And there's actually a 1/4-20 receptacle, so I can just screw that right in. It's very handy. Then we have the front hatch, and in here we store a 20,000 amp hour Naqua adventure gear battery. Fits nicely right there. Wiring goes down and down to the transducer and out to the head unit. Keep some miscellaneous stuff in there. This is a dry compartment, and it does stay dry. I usually don't even open this, just to maybe put a battery in and out, and that's it. I don't get in there at all. Then moving back, we have these black pieces here are actually rod holders, but I have used it to store my battery for my front GoPro. Just slide it right up in there and it'll stay fairly dry. If it's raining or I'm in waves like the other day in Tampa Bay, I actually took it out and put it in the dry and just ran my cord over the lip. It was good for the day, it stayed dry. So normally it stays in there, and I mounted a gear track on top of this. I actually removed it, did the gear track, then mounted it back on. And then on the gear track, this is a Yak Attack gear track, and I've mounted a Panfish Portrait. I can't remember the names anymore. The Panfish Portrait Pro. I'll put links in the description, guys, because I can't remember all the model names, but I've got a ton of Yak Attack stuff on here, so check the descriptions. This is the one-handed, see how you can just move it around? Super easy when you're on the water. And then to take it off, you just pull it this way and it lifts right off. But I don't ever take this off. I just stow it over the kayak. Then coming up on the end of that, I've got a GoPro Hero 10, and it's in a silicone sleeve. I like to do that just so I can keep my cameras organized. I know which one's for which view. If you notice, the one back here is white. Same camera, just different little sleeves. And I'm using the snap mounts. I got to use two hands. Here, let's look at this view. Take it off because the magnet's so strong. That way I just leave this whole mount on there. I don't ever remove it, and I plug my camera in and boom, we're gone. But let me show you this other little deal. On the back of my GoPros, I've installed aluminum foil. Just little covers, little flaps, and it goes up and under this silicone. And what that does is it dissipates the heat in summertime. Guys, I don't know what made me think of it, but I tried it. Just something I came up with, racking my brain, and it works. These have not overheated since I installed those heat sinks. Now this camera still overheats, but it's usually in a media mod. So I took the media mod off, and I've gone back to the audio dongle, that nasty dongle, but it works. So no media mod. I've got an external mic right here, and I've got one of these little batteries here is in this pocket. So this is nice and streamlined without the media mod. So that's how I'm rocking it for the past 2 months. All right, let's continue. Going back, we have the 701 drive. It does come with the BMX style pedals you can put the spikes in it, which I've done. It has shorter crank arms. It has a weed guard. It has a prop indexer. Take a look at that. See this piece of aluminum right here? That's actually built into the drive. It's not an add-on piece. So it's super excellent, works great. And then the prop indexer is right here, and that's when you're ready to bring the drive up. That makes sure you're at alignment so that it'll fit through the hole there. All works great, and it all comes standard on the 701 drive. So moving back here, I've got a Yak Attack. Guys, I'm sorry I don't remember the model name, but I did take the 4-inch dog bone out and shortened it up a bit because I don't want a big tall rod holder sticking up on the front to get in the way of my casting. So I have it angled, it's tightened off. This is the same track mount system where you can one-handedly pick it up and turn it. So right there is perfect for me. And if we come on back, we've got the Raymarine Element 7-inch display, side scan, down scan. That is mounted on a Yak Attack mount. And it's on the same system, quick disconnect. I usually just flip that, pull the whole thing right off and take it in the house. And moving on back, we have the Yak Attack. These are called the sidearm. I did have the double header, but I found that it was hitting my kayak and it wouldn't sit flat. I had it back here, I think, and it started to gouge my kayak. So it was just the way I had it mounted, but I couldn't do it any other way. So I went with the sidearm, just 2 individual brackets with the roto grips. Perfection. This is awesome, love it. And that's a Bending Branches Pro Angler, lightweight, super lightweight paddle. And moving back, we have a nice seat. I've got the kayak cushion. This is the square version, and they make the older one was kind of a rounded, and I have that on my other kayak, and I think I like that better. I think I'll swap them out and put that one on here. But that is the square. And what I love about this seat is this drawer. I mean, who doesn't need a junk drawer in their kayak? That is awesome. And when I travel, I do buckle it down. And this has the Plano box holders, which I don't really use because my stuff is in a black pack. But let's continue aft. All right, continuing aft, there's your steering for your new improved rudder on this baby. It's much longer than what was on my Slayer Propel, and it's already has a shim here, a spacer, so you don't have to buy an aftermarket, and this thing turns on a dime. I'm sure you guys have seen my video where I'm just about doing a circle. So upgraded rudder system is fantastic. It's no longer a wire. They use something very similar to the Burley Pro. Then moving back, I've got the Yak Attack cup holder, which I'll set a bottle of water, but more importantly, I have a Hero 10 in a black silicone case. This gets those beautiful side jump shots you've been seeing lately, where the fish just comes flying out of the water. I mean, beautiful jump shots. Those are coming from here, and I'm shooting in 5.3K, 60 frames per second. So it makes a really nice slow motion. And then moving back, I have the Native seat back tackle storage. It holds my fish grips. This is an emergency, like a ladder type thing in case I roll the kayak, because with my shoulder, I'll struggle to get back in this in deep water. I think you all, probably a lot of you have seen my video where I flipped my kayak in my pool just to see if I could get back in. Plano box on the left, I usually keep my big baits. These are super spooks. You guys know I love that bait. My Gantarelle Jr., my 4-inch swim bait, big stuff in there. The other side I keep buzz baits. Then I just keep a bag of miscellaneous plastics and extra spinner baits and stuff like that. Then moving back, I installed these on my rubber grip handles. When I'm tying it in my truck, if I slip my strap through the handle, it's so grippy that the strap won't slide, so I can go ahead and cinch it down. So I put these loops in here and I tie off through the loop now. You'll see here in a minute. Then I've got my Sidekick landing gear, which there's no way I'm going to maneuver this big kayak without those wheels. So crucial. And I do periodically check these. I actually put some blue Loctite in there because they were backing off and making the gear loose. So they've been Loctited now and they are good to go. And then I keep my catch board right along the side there. I'll go ahead and pull it out of the way. It's the yellow 32-inch. I love the yellow. Then back here you can see I've got the Yak Attack rod holders again, but this time I left the dog bone installed because I want them at different angles. You can see here I keep this one really low. I need to keep it out of this camera's way. So, and then there's a couple of rod holders in the back of the black pack and a couple more of the staging rod holders over there. All Yak Attack. Then I've got the Yak Attack. This is another panfish. It actually turns right here at this joint. I don't know the model number, links in the description, but I had thought about getting the longer one, but it has so much play. When the boat rocks, this little bit right here would just be magnified. So I went with the shorter. And again, I've got a snap mount, same setup. Then moving down, we've got the black pack. Here's what the base connector looks like with nothing on it. So when I'm in my Falcon, I use my short Panfish Pro and just put my camera right there because I don't have gear tracks or anything installed and I don't want to drill. So that's a mount for the Falcon. Inside my box, I keep the battery for the rear camera. It's just Velcroed and stuck on the side of the wall. And I keep my scales, some gloves and a couple of buffs and some bags in case it rains. A little chatterbait tackle, and then my 3 Plano boxes, some extra waters and a flashlight. I installed these here little holders onto the black pack, keeps it squared and snug. So take that off. Moving back, there's my dry bag. Every trip this holds my car keys, money, other stuff that needs to stay dry. I usually just clip it to something back here, this little loop I made, and go with it that way. These rod holders are also Yak Attack. See that? You can just change whatever angle and direction. Just got to keep my rod tips away from each other, so that's how I do it. So I'll go out, I'll have 5 rods. That's pretty much the max I use. 5 total on any given trip, sometimes less depending on where I'm going. All right, moving up, we've got GoPro here. This usually just sits there. That's my underwater camera. And this is a GoPro Hero 9. Guys, that's it, I believe. Oh, and I did replace my wheels that came on the Sidekick. They were air, with air in them, and I replaced them with these Railblaza Sea-Tug no air wheels, and oh my goodness, what a difference. I definitely prefer that. So that's it. When I get ready to rock and roll, I will cinch this strap down. Just keeps the seat down in travel. Make sure all the straps are tucked in there. And we'll show you how we get it in the truck now. Let me go get my truck and bring it over here. Then I put the front end up. Up. Here's where these straps come into play that I was talking about. I just loop my tie down strap through there. Otherwise, going through that rubber handle, it won't slide. And it's a bear to cinch down. See, I wouldn't be able to do that. she's ready. Everything's down. Then, as you guys know, I kind of cover everything with koozies. Even the batteries, they all go inside too. I mean, could it be any more perfect? That's how they get transported to and from the house. One really bizarre feature, bizarre in a good way, feature is this remote control, the battery in it. Hardly ever, I've never had it below like 85%. It just lasts forever. It's really, really strange. So every GoPro has its cover. Yes, I have a lot of GoPros. I'm rocking 6 of them at a time now. This one here though, this is like a vlog camera. It does not go on the Kayak. It's usually what I do the intro on, and this is for this camera here. So thank you so much for checking it out. I hope this walkthrough helps some of y'all rig out your kayaks or get things squared away to dial it in just for you. But for me, this Kayak is perfect. Perfect. So, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.